As of July 28, 2025, the most thorough and reliable assessments from open-source intelligence, official state communications, military-focused think tanks, and global defense trade monitors all conclude that Russia has not offered its Su-57 fifth-generation stealth fighter aircraft to Iran. No evidence exists of any such offer being made, and no credible reports suggest that talks, evaluations, demonstrations, or preliminary inspections have occurred involving this aircraft and Iranian officials. The sole event that has triggered any discussion about a possible Su-57 link to Iran occurred in mid-February 2025, following the return journey of a Russian Su-57 prototype from Aero India 2025, an international defense exhibition hosted in Bengaluru. According to verified air movement tracking data and multiple independent aviation monitoring platforms, the aircraft involved was the T-50-4 prototype, serial number 054 Blue, part of the early development batch of Russia's Su-57 program. It made an unexpected landing at Bandar Abbas Air Base in southern Iran. This stopover was reportedly caused by logistical issues, most likely low fuel reserves and possible engine reliability concerns following extended long-range travel and multiple demonstration sorties at the air show. While the presence of a Su-57 on Iranian soil led to significant speculation across social media, certain media circles, and amateur defense blogs, professional military analysts and global defense reporting platforms immediately emphasized the absence of any strategic context or formal interaction between the aircraft and Iranian defense institutions. The aircraft remained on the ground at the Iranian facility for a brief period, reportedly no more than 48 to 72 hours, during which time basic technical support operations took place. Fuel replenishment and engine diagnostics were carried out by the Russian ground team that had accompanied the aircraft throughout its international deployment. There were no reports of Iranian Air Force officers inspecting the aircraft, no joint press events, no media coverage of any military delegation visits, and no diplomatic briefings or statements released by either government referencing any defense-related activity. In such high-technology defense transactions, especially involving cutting-edge airframes like a stealth-capable fighter, standard procedure would include structured bilateral engagements, security protocol negotiations, system demonstrations under controlled conditions, and formal declarations. None of these steps occurred in connection to the aircraft's presence in Iran. Additionally, it's critical to understand that the T-50-4 unit involved in this stopover is a non-export developmental prototype. It is not equipped with the full suite of capabilities that would be found in an operational Su-57E, the international export configuration of the Su-57 platform. The early T-50 series was produced for flight testing and system evaluation within the Russian aerospace forces and includes varying configurations of radar systems, mission computers, cockpit layouts, and flight control software. As such, the presence of this particular prototype cannot be interpreted as any form of demonstration of a production standard aircraft or a step toward acquisition. On the Russian side, the state-owned United Aircraft Corporation and the Russian Ministry of Defense have made no announcements about the Su-57 being marketed or exported to Iran. All published export activities involving the Su-57 remain focused on Algeria, which is currently the only confirmed foreign customer, with limited deliveries scheduled for late 2025 and early 2026. No deliveries have yet occurred to any other country, and the aircraft is not known to be in any other nation's Air Force inventory. Iran has not published any official procurement intentions related to the Su-57. Defense white papers, modernization blueprints, and Air Force strategy documents released or leaked in recent years do not reference fifth-generation platforms of this level. Moreover, no budget allocations, airframe-specific logistics contracts, or operational training programs have been initiated that would suggest any pending acquisition of the Su-57. From a technological and infrastructure perspective, it would be a major leap for any air force to integrate a stealth fighter such as the Su-57. Beyond the aircraft itself, substantial investments would be required in ground-based support equipment, stealth-compatible hangars, specialized avionics maintenance platforms, pilot simulators, and secure data handling systems. No evidence exists that any of these enablers have been developed or imported into Iran. In the event of a real procurement program, these steps would be impossible to conceal given their complexity and visibility to international monitoring systems. Political considerations are also a factor. The Su-57 represents one of Russia's most closely guarded military aviation projects. Its stealth design, radar systems, sensor fusion, and electronic warfare capabilities are among the most classified components of Russian defense technology. Exporting such a platform involves risk assessments not just in terms of capability diffusion, but also maintenance sustainability, mission security, and long-term technological trust. As a result, Russia has exercised extreme caution in offering this aircraft even to long-standing partners. It is believed that internal Russian security and defense planning still considers the Su-57 primarily a strategic domestic platform rather than an export-optimized product. Reports from inside Russia indicate that only a small number of production aircraft have been delivered to the Russian aerospace forces so far, with the bulk of orders still under assembly or in partial system integration stages. Full-scale serial production is behind schedule due to persistent supply chain problems and the complexity of integrating indigenous engines, known as ISDLE-A30, into a stable production line. For these reasons, even countries with more developed relationships and advanced Air Force ecosystems have not received formal Su-57 offers. No joint training, live fire tests, or cooperative air exercises involving Iranian pilots and the Su-57 have been reported. No airframe with Su-57 geometry or signature has been observed in Iranian airspace outside the one confirmed technical stop. All publicly available satellite imagery, radar tracking, and defense publications agree that no further movements, deployments, or support teams linked to the Su-57 have entered Iran since that isolated February 2025 occurrence. To date, no international arms monitoring agency has recorded the Su-57 as part of any bilateral export documentation with Iran. The Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, SIPRI, which tracks global arms sales and defense transfers, has not listed Iran as a recipient or discussed as a potential buyer of the Su-57 platform. Furthermore, major news agencies with deep coverage of Russian defense exports, including TASS, Interfax, and RIA Novosti, have not published any statements suggesting future Su-57 transfer to Tehran. The brief landing of a Su-57 prototype in Iran earlier this year was a purely logistical event with no formal or informal defense-related implications. All credible data supports the view that Russia has not offered the Su-57 to Iran and is unlikely to do so in the short term. The current focus of the Su-57 program remains domestic deployment and limited export to a small number of carefully selected clients. Iran does not appear on that list, and there is no factual basis to suggest that any steps have been taken in that direction.